Got some things to talk about, some things I want to clarify. Come on in, like the video, like, share, and subscribe. Come on in and see if YouTube will send out the notifications today, because they did not the last live I did earlier during the week. So we will see. Come on in, like the video. I want to talk about some things in particular. So the big beautiful bill, um, and the part centered around, like, for one, I want to talk about the part centered around the no overtime, the no tax on overtime pay. You all remember that part of the big beautiful bill act, the no tax on overtime pay? Um, no tax on overtime pay. Remember, that was a portion of the big beautiful bill. So there were a lot of people who were happy about that, people who rely on OT. So I had one of my subscribers do a comment on one of my videos, asking if I can help her to understand the no tax on overtime, because she's like, yo, like, I'm still getting hit hard on my overtime pay and I don't understand. So I told her that I would try to get a good understanding of the no tax on OT, so I could come out to explain it to you all on my channel during my next live. So here we are. Come on in. Yes, YouTube's been playing with my channel lately. It's a political channel, so you know how that goes. But here we are. I want to get enough of you all in to go over this explanation of the no tax on overtime. No tax on overtime. Y'all, listen. Let me know in the comments. Do you get paid on overtime pay? Hello, Crafty. Hello. Do you all get paid on overtime pay? Have you noticed a change with your tax deductions on your overtime pay? I found a great video. This is a great short where a man, this guy on the screen, he's going to explain it using an Excel spreadsheet on the no tax on overtime. Again, I had one of my subscribers do a comment on my video like, yo, Sheik, I don't understand what's going on. I'm still getting tax heavy on my overtime. Can you do a video? Can you help me understand what y'all know? I'm going to try to figure it out. Vicky, what's up? You said, unfortunately, my husband work stopped overtime. No changes for him. Okay. So, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully, things will pick up and he'll be able to, bring back in the, more money. Who doesn't, want more money? So, you all, we're about to get into it. No tax on overtime. I found this video, this short, the great explanation of what it means. Let me take my charger off. Hold on. So, y'all, come on in here. Like this video. It's 42 of you in here. Thank you so much. Like the video. YouTube's been playing with my channel lately. So, I've been trying to be motivated to still come out here and to put this content out here for you all, because y'all know I'll be having a lot of information for you all. But yeah, YouTube's been trying to kind of stop the show, but we getting into it. No tax on overtime. So we about to play this video. I'm gonna play this video. Y'all listen up, and I'm gonna pause it sometimes so you all can understand how it works. So we won't miss anybody. No child left behind, y'all. We the honor students over here. We are the honor students. So y'all peep this. Like the video. Come on now, y'all. Y'all know y'all wrong for this. It's 69 of y'all in here and not one like. Can somebody double tap, do a 1, 2 for your girl, please? I'm trying to help y'all out. I done told y'all, I had someone say, hey, Sheik, I'm getting hit hard on my OT. I'm not seeing a change with my money. Help me understand. So this is what I'm doing. Y'all, I be doing this. I be doing this. So y'all, if y'all ever got some questions like, I'm trying to understand something here, I'm trying to see something on my videos, leave me a comment. I see all my comments. A lot of times in these lives, y'all be deep up in here, so I can't get to everyone. But on my video after it posts, go out there, leave a question or whatever, because this is what I'm doing for our girl Destiny, another fellow honor student, because we are the honor students over here. My subscribers, we are known as the honor students. We are lifetime learners. So y'all, y'all about to get this work today. We about to learn about this no tax on overtime and how it works. So let's go. Like the video as you come on in. So I'm about to hit play. Y'all listen up, Buttercup. Listen to what this man's about to say.
So here we go. We're starting with 1 week of pay. That's going to be important. $25 an hour, 40 hours a week, like I told you, time and a half for overtime, 10 hours a week. Our normal pay from doing the $25 times the 40 hours is $1,000 for the week. Our overtime pay for doing the $37.50 time and a half times the 10 hours is $370.
So y'all follow that. Y'all look at this spreadsheet. So we in class today. The example he's given, your normal pay, $25. Bet. You like, yo, I'm gonna do OT. I'm gonna get him these folks $10. 10 hours. I'm giving them 10 hours. Sheik, that's all I got. Ain't getting nothing else from me. I'm giving 10 hours this week. So those 10 hours is gonna be at a pay of $37.50. Y'all see? $37.50. So your normal week is $25. You like, yo, I got 10 on it this week. I got 10 on it. I'm gonna give them 10 hours. I got a concert. I'm trying to travel. I need to make some more money. So there's bet. $37.50. So for those 10 extra hours that you're gonna put in, you're gonna make $37.50 an hour. Y'all get me? Total. Your normal pay be $1,000. When you get them folks just a regular basic 40 hours, you be at $1,000. But you like, yo, I'm doing OT. So now your OT is at $375. So you got your what? Your $1,000 plus your little $375 because you gave them folks 10 hours in OT. Let's go.
Now, here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. You can only deduct the premium rate on your overtime. So you made $37.50 an hour in overtime and $25 normally. You can't deduct the whole $37.50 for qualified OT. You can only deduct the premium rate, which is the extra $12.50 from working the overtime. So your qualified OT amount, even though you made $375, is only $125 to deduct.
All right, then. Let me explain what this man just said, y'all, because I had to clutch my invisible pearls. I'm like, no wonder why my girl Destiny punched in the air. She just trying to bring in some extra money. They done told her, like, look, Destiny, make that overtime. You can, it's taxed. Because y'all know high level, the way it was kicked is though, no tax on overtime. How many of y'all heard that? It was just no tax on overtime, right? So let me go back and show the spreadsheet again. Let me go back. So y'all see the difference between the $25 and the $37.50 is $12. So remember, your base hourly pay is $25. Your OT is $37.50. So by you saying, yo, I'm going to give them people another 10 hours this week, you're adding $12.50 an hour on top of this $25. That's how much. So that's how you get to the $37.50. So what this man is explaining is that the part that has no tax, it's not this full $375 from that $37.50 times 10, because that's what your overtime pay is once you pass the $40. He was like, no, baby, you not getting no tax on this $375. Of course not. You're getting taxed on the premium amount. Sheik, what's the premium amount, you may ask? That's the difference between the $25 and the $37.50 from the OT pay. So basically the company, that extra $12.50 that they said that they'll pay you if you stay on this clock for extra 10 hours this week, because it's just a difference of $12.50. They said that $12.50 difference that we're paying you, that's the amount that we won't tax you on. That is the amount we won't tax you on. Y'all, I said, I know you effing lying. Wait. Listen, y'all. I'm not someone who works a job that get paid from like like overtime or whatever. So it wasn't something that I was like heavily, like really vested in and sold on when they were talking about, hey, no tax on overtime. But I know for a lot of people, that was like the big thing. You heard no tax on overtime, no tax on overtime. From my understanding, the way I was hearing it, it was okay, no tax on overtime up to, I think it was like 10,000, 6 or 10,000 or something like that. But no, baby. Y'all, do y'all follow me? Is it making sense? Let me know in the chat if I need to explain it more. If you still like lost in the sauce, like, I'm confused. I'm confused. Okay, him say it's better than what we were getting before, so I don't see the problem. Right. I mean, my husband, he was like, he said the same thing. But here's the thing. This is what I had to say to that. You're right. But if that's not the way it was presented, I'm stuck on the initial message. Because a lot of people were maybe lined up and saying, yo, I'm going to support this bill, I'm going to support whatever, based on the way it was delivered. And if it was delivered in a way that's different than the way it works, to me, I don't feel like you can ignore that and just sit in, well, it's better than nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's like, think about somebody telling you, or you getting a job offer, and then they're telling you, all right, then I'm gonna pay you $100,000 for this job. And then the job you're leaving that you're resigning from, you make 60. And then you go start that new job, and then they pay you 80. Like, would you feel some type of way? Now, it's more than the 60 you was making. You making 20,000 more, but goddamn, you like, what the extra 20 at? I was supposed to be making 40,000 more. You said $100,000. You see what I'm saying? Doesn't it make a difference? Because you like, wait a minute. Yes, it's more money, but still, that's not what you said. That's not what you said. And so it's that part for me. So that's why I wanted to or say, yes, fraud. That's not what you said. You want somebody. So that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, it's more. Yes, it's more. But is it what you said? Because how many people can pull that on you? They tell you one thing, they do something else, and they tell you, well, just suck it up, Buttercup, because you doing better. I'm paying you more than what you was making when you was at. But it's like, but sir, ma'am, that's not what you said. You said you was gonna pay me 100,000, not 80,000. Well, I mean, it is what it is. It's gonna be 80. What you want? You want to go back to your job where you was making 60? Y'all see what I'm saying? So now you're in a situation like, I think you got one over me. Is that part of what that be classified as being gaslit? You done got one over me. You done got me to quit my job, to do whatever, to come over here because you done told me one thing, only to get me over here and it's something different. And all you're sitting on is, well, I mean, it's better than what you had before. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's that part for me. It's that part for me. So the $1,250, that is what it's called, the premium amount. It's the premium amount that's the no tax, that difference. So that $1,250 times the 10, that's how we get $125. So of this OT pay, of the total of the $375, $125 is based on that additional extra amount of money that your company paid you, that premium pay. That's the part that's the part, you all, that's no tax. I was like, listen up, listen. Listen, I told my girl Destiny, sure, I'm gonna try to learn something for you. And I ended up, I was reading it and I'm out. Y'all know when I do my research, I be all over the place, be trying to get the best understanding that I can so I can come out here and explain it to you all. And when I was reading it, like in different places, I went to ChatGPT, Google, it wasn't resonating with me. So I'm like, well, let me go to YouTube and type it in. And I just typed in, and you can do this yourself, no tax on overtime explained. And this is how I got this gentleman's video. His name is, he's at Chris Lee, Everyday Financial 101. If you do want to go and find him and follow him. But I think he gave an awesome breakdown. He said he'd done a video before. People didn't feel like he explained it well. So listen, the brother came back with a whole Excel sheet. I love working in Excel. I work in Excel daily because it's, to me, makes it easy for me to kind of understand and for the data to be broken down. So for me, I'm like, bet, bet. So let's go in through this again. For those of you who may just be coming in, leave your, y'all like the video. It's 113 of you in here. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. I know I haven't been on here much, but listen, baby, I'm back tonight, and I wanted to come in here and talk about this no tax on overtime. Doug Sholey said, did they say exactly how they wouldn't charge tax on overtime? You're saying they deceived you. How? What I'm talking about is on the high level, whenever they would talk about like on the podium, or when you see like the news, or President Trump or whoever on his team, when they would talk about the big, beautiful bill, it was always high level, no tax on overtime. Let me know in the comments if you all ever heard them folks talk about no tax on the premium amount of overtime. I ain't ever, y'all, to premium amount. This is my first time ever hearing this term incorporated into the no tax on overtime. I always heard it at high level, no tax on overtime, period. Period. Y'all let me know if you heard some other verb, anything else thrown up in that statement. Because when you think no tax on overtime, how many of you think truly, okay, no tax, y'all see this $375? No tax on that amount, because that was this person's overtime pay at $37.50 for 10 hours, $375. How many of you would have thought, based off of your understanding, based off of what you were heard, that this $375 would not be taxed? I know I did. Because all I was hearing during the campaign trail, or not the campaign trail, but when they were pushing this big, beautiful bill, was no tax on overtime. So now the term in premium has gotten inserted in. Captain said it's no tax on overtime if you make less than 100,000. So I've heard. Exactly. Did you hear anything about, okay, a premium, the term premium being thrown into the mix of, the no tax on overtime? Dave Russell said, ma'am, you can Google the original draft. It said no tax on overtime. Congress pencil whipped it into what it is now. So let's go.
No, you made 375. Is only 125 to deduct. How do I know this? This is an exact excerpt from the bill from congress.gov that was passed, and it literally says that you can only take in excess of the regular rate. So you can't take the whole overtime rate, only the excess. Here's another one for you. It literally says overtime premium pay. That premium is the only thing you can take, not the full amount. So many people are getting this wrong, and come next April, they're gonna find that out, which is not good. Here's that example in full year form so you can see the actual impact. Single filer, new and prior here. Normal income, 52 grand, OT income, 19.5, total income, 71.5, same for both. Now the standard deduction changed in 2025, but again, new and prior, it's fine, 15,750. Here's the difference. We now have the qualified OT deduction of 6,500. Even though you made 19.5 in OT income, only some of it's qualified because it's the premium rate. So that lowers your taxable income to 49,250 versus 55,750. So your federal tax liability under this new OT rule would be 57.49 in this scenario versus 71.79 of what it would have been, getting you actual tax savings of 1430. Not of the 6,500 deduction, that doesn't go to your pocket, only the 1430 savings on your tax liability. I hope that's...
So there you go. Like, let me go back to this spreadsheet. This guy, he's breaking it down from year over year. So what's going to happen is that a lot of people, when they file, so here's the thing. Let me just say this. Some of you, based off of what's been said in this video, are like, all right, then, yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be. Yes, when you go out there and read it. But the part that I'm sitting in is the fact that when it was being talked about, I do not call for me. That's why I'm just asking you all, and you all can say, because I can only speak on what my understanding of it was. And it seems like this is why this gentleman is doing this video, excuse me, is because a lot of other people had a different understanding as well as to how the no tax on overtime works. So that's why, I told y'all I came out here just to talk about this, just to do a solid for one of my subscribers who like, yo, and you all can do it too. Go on any of my videos, whatever I'm talking about or whatever, anything centered around just government, and you like, yo, Sheik, can you find out? I'm trying to understand this because y'all know me, I'm going to deep dive. So Destiny, one of my subscribers, sent me a message on one of my videos, like, yo, like they taking me, they getting me for my OT. I'm confused with how this works. So that's what prompted me today to take a deep dive and to try to understand how this no tax on OT works, because I didn't know any of this until like tonight, right before I decided to go live. When I saw it, I'm like, OMG. Now, granted, like I said, the way my life set up, there's no OT that comes in my house. There's no money that's made from OT. But I know that's not the situation for many Americans. There are a lot of Americans who make OT, who rely on OT, and who was under the had the understanding that it would be no overtime on OT. And this man just broke it down. He's like, no, it's no overtime on that premium, that difference that you made from your pay. So the OT difference in this example he gave was $12.50 at $10 an hour. So the $12.50 at $10 an hour, I believe the math came out to like $125. That's the amount that there is no OT. 125 people watching. That's the number tonight. Maybe we can get to that many likes. Who knows? But yes, so that's why I wanted to come out here and show you all, because I understand what he was saying, but I wanted to show his video to help you all, those of you who maybe struggle with understanding just as I did not too long ago. You kind of have something like a diagram, something that you can look at, because I know for me, it helps. Pictures help. We're in class. Let me see. Gloria says, yeah, the extra self. Do you want to work for the company that's comfortable lying to you? Gloria says, they lie to you. You really want to work for that company? Let's see. Let me see. Keep debating says the original proposals are changed and passed up until it passes or rejected. Adam says that wasn't changed. It was part of the original idea. We tried telling y'all. You wouldn't listen. Listen, Adam, like, listen, we didn't try telling y'all. Y'all wouldn't listen. Hell. Last Kiss says exactly, keep debating. Some wanted it and some did not. You could check to see who voted for it in Congress. Dave says, man, you can Google it. It's no tax on overtime unless on less than 150K single, 200 married. Now they're calling overtime the half of time and a half. Fish says it is federal or state taxes. Keeps Baden says love always. Y'all listen, this is where we at. So for those of you who are still seeing that you got, taxes coming out on your overtime, and you like, what's going on? What happens to the no tax on overtime? I'm on here explaining to you that there is actually tax on overtime. It's just no tax on the premium difference, the extra few dollars that your company is paying you during your overtime pay. So let's just say, let me roll the video back to show the numbers he gave. For example, this gentleman on this short, I think he did a really, really good job with explaining it. And I'm like, hey, let me just show his video.
What qualifies as OT, that part's important, and then also what your tax liability would be with this new bill and what it would have been if things hadn't changed. So here we go. We're starting with 1 week of pay. That's going to be important.
So listen, 1 week of pay, if you make $25 an hour, work 40 hours a week, and you're like, yo, I got it in me to do 10 extra hours this week. So that difference would bring us up to $37.50 because we do time and a half. So $37.50 at the 10 hours. This is what you'd make, which would total $375. So your normal pay is $1,000. You did OT at the $37.50 for 10 hours. That's $375. So this right here is what you made, $1,375. Bet. Y'all with me? So now you're like, all right then, bet. Many people thought that the $375 would be the amount that would not be touched for taxes. I know I did. Some of y'all in this chat like, no, I knew it was different. Some of y'all like, I know you lying. No. So what I've learned tonight is that this $375, it's not exempt from taxes. No, no, no. It's not exempt from taxes. Why? Because according to the way the beautiful bill, the Congress, or the way it was written up, approved, or whatever, it says that the tax amount is only exempt on that premium difference amount. You may say, Sheik, what do you mean by premium difference? This $12.50. $12.50 is the premium difference between the $37.50 and the $25. So if you subtract 25 from this $37.50, it's a difference of $12.50. So it's $12.50 extra that your company is saying, hey, I will pay you if you stay on the clock for an extra 10 hours. If you stay on the clock for an extra 10 hours, I will pay you $12.50 extra in addition to this $25 per hour. So that $12.50 is what they call the premium amount. So, all right, Sheik, I got you. So you're saying for the $12.50, the premium amount, you take that number and multiply that by the 10 to get $125. You see what I did? The premium amount is the difference between the $37.50 and the $25. That's $25 minus $37.50. That's $12.50. Your company is saying, I'm paying you an extra $12.50 to stay on this doggone clock. All right? We got work to move. We got boxes to move. All right, man. How much you going to pay me? Well, I'm going to pay you $375. I'm going to pay you $375 extra on your check if you give me another 10 hours. All right, bet. So here are your extra. This is the money you made for your extras. The premium being at $12.50, that extra amount of money they paid, they gave you on the hourly rate. They're like, all right, then. So you take the $12.50, you take the $12.50 times that by 10, because you work 10 hours. That's how we get to the $125. This $125, that is the only amount that you are tax exempt from. Not this $375 you made, but this $125 you made. So I say that to say that the majority of the OT money that you made will be taxed. The majority of it will be taxed. Keep it debating says most states just use the 0.15 multiply earned wages by 0.15 that typically ends up being typical tax. Expect that on the overtime, no more. Art of Work says, so you just got to work a bunch of overtime to keep the benefits. Keep debating says, no, those overtime taxes were eliminated. Yeah, so based off of the way it's working now, yes, no, the no tax on overtime does not apply for all OT made. It's only for the premium difference amount. Based on the rate of the premium difference. OT premium rate, $12.50. This right here is the amount that's not taxed. Not this amount right here. It's a smaller amount. So most of your overtime that many of you will work, it will be taxed. It will be taxed. Understand that. That's why when you get your check, some of you, like this woman, one of my subscribers who like showed Sheik, I'm still being taxed a lot. She's likely, working a good bit of overtime, and she's seeing that she's still being taxed quite a bit. That's because it's only the savings on the premium amount. So hopefully she catches this live. But I did respond to her comment on the one of my videos to let her know. I actually shared the link. Drizzle says, you will get it back once you file your taxes. This is simple. You not getting the taxes on the full amount. Yeah, once you file your taxes, it's still only going to be taxes you're giving back on the premium amount, not the full amount. So as let me fast forward to this video he shows the annual numbers. So these are the annual numbers. If you made $52,000 for the year overtime, $19,500. Well, your normal pay $52,000 in his example. Your OT was $19,500. Total, you pulled in $71,500. All right, then. So the OT deduction is for, you see $6,500 for the OT deduction. Then they talking about federal liability. Well, at $57.49, so your total tax savings is $1,430. So still at the end of the day, like your savings and everything is just coming off of just the premium pay, not like all your OT pay. It's just the premium difference. Many people not going to really take right now, probably day to day as they're working, is not going to really come to understand this until when tax time comes and they file their taxes. And then they're talking to their tax preparer about like why they're being taxed on the overtime the way they are. And then that tax preparer will then have to go into an explanation as to that the taxpayer will have to go into an explanation as to why there's the person got taxed the way that they did. So it's going to be a shocker probably for a lot of people, you know, when tax time comes. Like, I'm like, excuse me, what do you mean? I owe what? Hopefully like with this, it won't have, the people like in the hole with having to like owing more taxes. But I just think that a lot of people are going to be kind of surprised because they were expecting like, not as much money, not to be hit on taxes on as much money. Jahi says, if you are a single parent with no dependents, you never get your money back when you file your taxes unless you have a lot of write-offs. Snore One says, what do you, I just, want to come on here and break this down for you all. Tax time when it's filing season, just understand that this is how it works. Just understand that this is how it works. And it's just, taxes on a few dollars, not all the dollars, but a few dollars. On a few dollars. Now, some people may sit in, well, it's better than the way it was. So I will say, yes, it is better than the whole amount being taxed. Yes, it is better. It is better. But there are a lot of people out here who currently are confused or who will be very confused when it comes time to file their taxes, when they see the taxes that they're still being hit with on their overtime. They're not going to understand. But hopefully they'll come across this video or Chris Lee's video and get a good understanding as to how this all works. So you all stay tuned for more content to come. Thank you for tapping in with me. Again, leave me a comment on the video or any of my videos or even on this video after I post it. Let me know if you have any questions about anything else out there that you'd like for me to deep dive into. And that's what we'll do. I'll catch you all in the next broadcast. Peace.